So we now have our software installed, Visual Studio Code and Node.js, and we've opened up Visual Studio Code. We've got a little folder here we created, and we're going to go in and build our first React project. And so we're going to use something called npx, which is a variation of npm, but this works better. So npx, and then we say create hyphen react hyphen app, and then we give it a name, blah, or whatever we want to call it. And then I'm going to add on here the template that we're going to use. So 2 hyphens and then the word template is TypeScript, so that we can use TypeScript instead of JavaScript. All right, so this is again that layer. Now, none of these things, I mean, you could just write back here. You could just write the code in React. Or I mean, take a few steps further. You could write it back in JavaScript. But all of these things are trying to make our lives easier as developers. And so I'm going to say npx create react app blah template TypeScript. Okay, so we run that, and it's going to go think and do a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, no, it's not at all. We got an error. New minor version of npm is available. So we went from 10.2.4 to 10.5. Run npm install g. Run this line of code to update. Let's see if I can copy there. Can I do that? Let's just type it out. npm. I don't know if you're getting the same error or not, but let's make sure we're on the most recent version, 10.5.0. All right, so then that did something. So now let's try our other command. It needs to install the following packages: create React app. Now again, you could go in and manually create all these files, but you're going to see what it builds here. So again, currently, empty folder, nothing in there, right? So let's proceed. Let's type in our Y and proceed, and it will go through and start building all the things we need in order to run this little React app. And so we can see there's the blah folder that it's created inside test app. It's installing a whole bunch of stuff, including the React. Now pay attention to these. The React DOM, React scripts, CRA template TypeScript. It's going and including all this into our project. And we can see, well, it's just got the package.json right now, but we'll see that this starts to fill up with different files as it's installing all of this information. It may run fast on the front end, but it doesn't run fast installing, am I right? It takes a minute. But this is the process to get a little template set up. Now it's going a little faster. See, all I had to do was insult it, and now it's working fine. Almost there. All right, now we see some folders loading in, right? Installing template dependencies, Git. All right, happy hacking. So this is the app. And so it's gone in and installed that app. And so I now, as it's mentioning here, I can say npm start. So I say npm node package manager start. And it was told me to do it. Oh, we need a CD, so I guess I was going to insult it again, but I just realized I should insult myself. You moron. No. So we need to get into the directory first. Currently, we're still at test app. So let's cd into our blah directory and then do our little npm run, or npm start. So npm start, and it goes and grabs the information, starts the development server, and sure enough, here's our website. So this is our little template website that it's created for us. This is the default one. If we click on Learn React, that's just a link, so that's not going to help us at all. But this is the default website. So where is it getting this information? Let's jump back to the app quick. And one of the nice things now that we're in React is we can leave this open and running and go and make changes here on this end. And so as I look at this file structure and I look at this website, where is it getting that information? So is it in Node modules with a whole bunch of stuff in there? Okay, none of which is what we need for our particular thing. How about in here, index.html? Let's look at index.html. That's a page we recognize. React app, you need to enable JavaScript to run this app. There's nothing there about that. It does have a div ID called root. So how is it getting any of that information? Okay, well, as it turns out, if we keep looking around, there's a little logo that's spinning. It's got this manifest.json, robots.txt, and then it's got this source folder. Now, what we're going to find in here is if we so there's a CSS file for the app, and then there's this app test.txt, or tsx, and we'll learn more about that. But then there's this app.tsx file. And you'll notice if you look here that it says edit app tsx to save and reload. It's got a link here to React.js. And so this is the information that's coming from this app.tsx file. And so you may be looking at this going, what is this even doing? And notice that it's has a function called app, and it's got this code that's importing, and then it's doing this stuff. And obviously, if I make a change here, so learn React, and I say Spencer was here, then I save this. So again, come to the website, no changes, but then I save this, go back to the website, Spencer was here. So those changes are being implemented automatically. So then I go look a little further and I say, okay, well, this is the CSS for the index page. What's the index.tsx? And I can see here that it's calling something. So we get the element by ID root. That should look familiar here, right? This was the element root. This is the div for root. And in here, I'm getting that element, and I'm saying go out to that const root and render something called app. And as it turns out, what we'll learn is that refers to this app.tsx file that it's going and rendering to make that appear on the page. Okay, so that's, again, the general setup here, getting this React app set up, but we're not done yet. We still need to install these things that are going to help us write the code for React once we get in and start writing. And so we'll install those extensions in the next video. Spencer out.